immense credits include Law and Order, Criminal Intent, Men in Black, Full Metal Jacket. And today he joins us to discuss the character of crime lord Wilson Fisk and Netflix's Daredevil and his return to the role of the Disney Plus series Hawkeye. Please welcome Vincent D'Onofrio! Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, in Netflix's Daredevil and Defender series, and his return to the role in Spider-Man: No Way Home and She-Hulk. Please welcome Charlie Cox.
Can I hear that?
Was it one of the Frank Miller ones?
It is, yeah, it was, yeah.
We'll have to find out about this later.
Yeah, and at the time, I wasn't as big as I was in the first, when we actually started shooting, so I had, I guess initially like 40 pounds. And then I thought I was the right size at the time. Because we didn't, they didn't have, I didn't want to wear a fat suit. I didn't like the way the fat suits looked. And I knew that it wasn't like a CGI kind of show. So I knew that I would have to put on weight. And I think they sort of expected that in a way. They didn't actually ask me to do it, but it was sort of like an unsaid thing,
Meet me. And I was filming with Rosario on the rooftop with the Russian.
Oh, I remember, yes.
And you came on, and that was the first time we met.
Now I remember, yes. Yeah. But that's not what
Confrontation in this first season. So it's episode, I want to say 9 in season 1, and we're in that. I have this big fight with the ninja who turns out to be Nobu, and I'm almost dead, and you show up, and we fight. So I think it's your first action sequence of the series.
it was.
So by now I've done 8-10 sequences, so I'm in the rhythm. And I've done a little bit of my bit, and now you. So often what they do is we do as much of the stuff as we can together, but then to really make the scenes work, I'll do the whole sequence with his double, and Vincent will do the whole sequence with my double. So I've done a bit of mine, and then we're sitting chatting, and they come and get Vincent, and they say, right, we're ready for you to do your bit of the sequence with Charlie's double. So you get off of your chair and you go in, and I'm sitting there and I'm probably on my phone. And then like this weird moment, like time slowed down. You come back in, and Vincent sat down next to me, opposite me, almost within like 5 minutes. And looks at me and goes, so I just got punched in the head. And then as he says it, like blood starts. His face, do you remember this? But it was like almost like time stood still for a minute. It was a pretty crazy moment.
Where you got hit has gotten pretty big now. It's the size of a baseball now. And I'm like, is it? She goes, yeah, it is. I just want to tell you that so you know. Because I wasn't like panicking. So we were pretty calm. She goes, but you're going to the best hospital and plastic surgeon in New York right now. And we go to the hospital, and within 30 minutes, it was gone. The swelling had gone down completely. I was completely stitched up. And I literally, you have to search for, I had like 20-something stitches, but it was done so well by this plastic surgeon that you would have to literally search for the scar on my face. And so it's Sam. That's the good ending to that story. There could have been another version, and we would have all been off for a couple of weeks. But I kept my cool. His wife, Sam,
the guy's coming in, I use the seats to flip over and land on the guy.
I remember hurting myself a couple of times trying to do that.
Great question, Izzy. Thank you. By the way, it's Izzy's birthday, everybody. Let's say happy
Birthday,
birthday.
happy
Steak. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I went up to my room and I had another go assembling this bomb. And then I looked at my watch, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get a coffee. So I left it on the coffee table. And I walked out of the hotel past all this extra security because Will Smith was sitting in the hotel. And I got to my coffee shop and like a moment of just complete luck. I looked at my watch and it was 5 to 6. And I just happened to know that 5 to 6 was the time where they do the turn down service. Is that what they call it? Where they come in and they, you know, when they put a chocolate on the pillow and stuff, and they like, and I just remember thinking, holy shit. They're in my room on the same night that Will Smith is staying in a hotel, and I've never run so quick in my life. And I get to the room, and as I get there, this lovely lady is leaving my room. She's like, "Good night, Mr. Cox." And she's totally cleaned the room and ignored the fact that there's a massive bomb on the coffee table.
Before we go, we'd like everyone to take our non-stage selfie. We'd like everybody to come forward.
Like, very important to me, very special, very fun and meaningful. It's just less work also because when it's just you for a video game, even if you're not doing 1,000 death zones, you get tired, right? Just you for 4 hours talking. So when you're in a session with other actors, you get a little more break. So it's a little bit easier to do like a group report for a cartoon series than it is to do a video game. That's a good question. So most voiceover artists are singers, we have good ears, we can mimic accents pretty well. And most of us have like English, Southern in our back pocket, right? There are much more challenging accents, Scottish quite challenging. So I mix it with Irish. I did a show where I was Irish, so I mix it. Couldn't do Cajun to save my life. I had to do that on Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. And Jim Cummings grew up on the bayou, so he made us all look terrible.
Jim Cummings definitely does the best
Yeah, he
Asian
really
accent.
does. He really does. But if there's an accent that I don't know, I'll go on to the Speech Accent Archive, which has actual accents, not just actors showing you how to do it on YouTube. Or I'll listen to speakers from that area, and if I really can't find anyone, I'll call them. Like, I had to do like a Worcester accent, and I'm like, what's a Worcester accent? So I'm like, I know if I call like Baskin Robbins in Worcester, they're gonna have a Worcester accent. So I called and I asked this girl if she'd read the lines to me, and she did. And then she's like, am I gonna be on TV? And I'm like, no, I am.
And before we go, you guys want to gather up by the stage? We're going to take a group selfie here, a stage selfie.